So, and, would you consider yourself, I teed you up with this question before we started, but are you an overland guy? Are you a van life guy? What's the difference for us guys that
It's a great question.
that don't really know?
Yeah.
Like, I've always wondered, and I have lots of questions about overlanding and the appeal. I get it. I see it. But I tell me first, kind of what kind of side of that are they the same? What is it?
Yeah, I think overlanding and van life are very different.
Okay.
Van life is...
Me and Tyrel were like, okay.
Okay,
right.
sure. You said it, Matt.
Cool.
Yeah. So, they are very different. Van life is campgrounds and parking lots and, highway pole stops, and maybe you'll get into some backcountry dirt roading, things like that.
Yeah.
And some people do bridge that gap, right? There's some more extreme van life kind of rigs that are built up and a little more 4x4 and have clearance. But to me, overland is... You're getting out on 4x4 trails. You're camping where not many people go.
Yeah.
You're getting that extra access that is more limited. It's gate kept by the capability of your vehicle.
Okay.
And so to me,
campers are over here. Mm-hmm. We got hotel.
Like your RV.
Hotel on the left.
Yeah.
RV, pusher.
Like highway,
And
pure
then,
highway.
And then you've got your bumper pole camper guy, and then van life is next.
Yeah.
In there. And then comes kind of overland, and then comes your backpackers, right?
Little John walking through the forest, laughing back and forth at what the other one has to say.
All right, guys, welcome to the Ruck List podcast. We have got Matthew. Do you go by Matt? Matthew?
Matt, usually, unless I'm trying to order a cup of coffee somewhere. Then I go by Matthew.
Yeah.
That's a good way.
Yep. With ABC Rig.
Uh-huh.
We've known each other for a really long time.
We have,
Before
yeah.
we started the company.
Yeah, it was...
You were just, you were strapping shit on top of an old Toyota and
that's
water
right.
jetting and laser jetting things out, and kind of, you were making stuff back then, and you kind of had that seed of I think I can do this.
Yeah, I was definitely figuring it out.
Yeah.
I was living upstairs at the first shop.
Yeah.
Before, that's actually how I met you. Right?
You needed a home?
Looking for a house, looking for a
Yes.
place to actually sleep that
Yeah.
wasn't above my business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, well, thank you for coming in, man. We in town is the Overland Show Expo this weekend out at the fairgrounds, and I just thought, man, it'd be cool if we can get you in. You've been on my list since we started the podcast. Got a long list of people I want to have on. You've been on there the whole time, and I luckily was able to steal you on probably what's kind of a busy week for you guys.
It can be a busy week for us. Yes, I'm not actually showing at Overland Expo this year.
Yeah.
So it's Overland Expo Mountain West, and it's here in Loveland. I've done Overland Expos in the past.
Yeah.
These days, I end up going more as media, and I interview people. I take a look at things. We'll do a couple YouTube videos based on the show. But I have some friends that are showing at the show, and so I'll be at a booth for a couple of the days
Helping
this
other
weekend.
people out, yeah.
And one of my vans will be there because
Of course.
they're having my van in the booth, and so yeah.
So, and would you consider yourself? I teed you up with this question before we started, but are you an overland guy? Are you a van life guy? What's the difference for us guys that
It's a great question.
that don't really know?
Yeah.
I've always wondered, and I have lots of questions about overlanding and the appeal. I get it. I see it. But I tell me first, kind of what kind of side of that are they the same? What is it?
Yeah, I think overlanding and van life are very different.
Okay.
Van life is...
Me and Tyrel were like, okay.
Okay,
all
yeah,
right.
sure. You said it, Matt.
Cool.
Yeah. So, they are very different. Van life is campgrounds and parking lots and, highway pole stops, and maybe you'll get into some backcountry dirt roading, things like that.
Yeah.
And some people do bridge that gap, right? There's some more extreme van life kind of rigs that are built up and a little more 4x4 and have clearance. But to me, overland is... You're getting out on 4x4 trails. You're camping where not many people go.
Yeah.
You're getting that extra access that is more limited. It's gate kept by the capability of your vehicle.
Okay.
And so to me,
campers are over here. Mm-hmm. We got hotel.
Like your RV.
Hotel on the left.
Yeah.
RV, pusher.
Like highway,
And
pure
then,
highway.
And then you've got your bumper pole camper guy, and then van life is next.
Yeah.
In there. And then comes kind of overland, and then comes your backpackers, right? If we're gonna create a
Because in
spectrum.
my mind, I guess the van, you're committing to this, right? This is living.
Bro, I looked up.
I can go anywhere with this
Yes.
van. However, with limitations.
It's also your
right?
home,
It's I can
right?
kind of make Kansas my home or this my home if that's what what I envision the van life more of.
There's over 3 million people a
stuff.
year that live in vans in the United States.
I didn't know that metric. That's pretty cool.
Isn't that crazy?
That's great.
That is
We
crazy.
looked it up when we were doing research on Rucklist to kind of think of who's our market, who are we going to talk to. Me and you had talked 3 years ago about Rucklist.
Yep.
And you're like, yeah, it'd be great. People would create a list of everything that goes in the van, and as they're getting ready to leave, they pack it up. But I thought, well, how many people are really out there living in vans? I was blown away.
It was a lot, apparently.
Yeah, I'd have to double, at this point, we all can go on
Yeah.
chat or whatever, Claude, in 2 seconds I could probably tell you. But anyway, nonetheless, you've got there's a big community of people that's home for them.
Yeah, and I think van life spans more than just people living in their van. Because to me, van life is like, it's just as easily the weekend warrior that has the van that's ready to go, and like Friday night they don't have to pack anything.
Yeah.
They jump in the van, they get out of town, and they go and enjoy the outdoors. And then there's also the people that live full time in their van, and then everything in between.
Right.
And the people that live in the van, like they're the hardcore ones, right? They're doing it, and it's tough. It's a small space to live, like truly live.
Yeah.
But
You would have to be really more. We had Amity in here, who's a rock climber that lives in hers, and but I think she gets away with it because ultimately she spends most of her day outside of the van, right?
Certainly.
She's using it to get her to the mountainside or a cliff where she's going to stay, multiple days,
2 months sometimes
on the mountain, right?
I mean, if you're working a project, and now you have a real bed, you got some creature comforts, it's like, and it feels like home because whether you're living outside your friend's house or you're living outside of a crag, you got the same level of comfort right there with you.
Right. I mean, I can totally see it. I mean, there's a big piece. I can
in
even
the
hear it in
ultra
Tyrel's voice. He's like, "Oh, that sounds like fun, right?" Like, especially when you got young kids, to be able to just throw them in a rig, and like, all right, buckle up, and we'll see where we end up. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and there's a lot of resources. You said I think I asked you, I think Onyx has a portion of what they do, and there's a couple others. Or what is it? There's another app that's like Onyx that you can go like, where can I park this thing?
Oh yeah, it's called Grover for van life, and we use it. We're big on the Grover app, and it saves your campsites. It started as this like chat feature, so it was like an AI tool to chat with your van, and it read all the instruction booklets, everything like that, and so it learned the ins and outs of your van, so you could use it to troubleshoot problems in your vehicle without having to call your builder. So for me, as a guy that builds vans, this is huge for us.
Yeah.
It's like the first line of defense, right? You're out there, you can ask it, hey, how do I get this heater to fire up, or where's my fuse box, or how do I turn on the fog lights on my truck, like whatever it is, and it has all that stuff stored in it, which is really cool. But then beyond that, there's like a camping feature, and you can use it to plan a whole trip for you. I used it. We went to, I took the family to Oregon this summer. And so we did 14 days on the road. And I used it for the first 4 days. I have young kids. And so we used it to get from our place here in Loveland, Colorado, out to Oregon. And I just said, hey, I have young kids. I don't want to drive more than 8 hours a day. I want to camp, this kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
And I said, plan it out. We can leave this day, and I want to get here this day. And I want to do the most driving at first, because I wanted to knock out the miles the first day when the kids are fresh. I want to get out of Colorado.
You want to get through Wyoming.
Yeah, you want to get through Wyoming.
You want to get past Pinedale, Wyoming as fast as possible.
100%.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Yep.
Right? And once you do, now it's beautiful. Now we're looking at Jackson. We're starting to look at Boise. We're up. Maybe we're going north up to Coeur d'Alene. It's beautiful pine trees, but fucking I-80 is like,
let's go.
It put me out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like y'all go to sleep. I'll call you when it's. Or if you choose, we were going to do that same road trip roughly. And then it was like, then you're choosing, do you go north, take a little more time to avoid Winnemucca, Nevada, which we've talked about a couple times on the podcast. But Nevada's, it's like jumping across the moon, dude.
Well, and our ultimate goal was Jedediah Smith Campground, which is like the Redwoods in Northern California. And then from there, we toured north. And it gave me options. Said, do you want to go through Nevada? Do you want to stay up through Boise? We ended up opting through Boise because it's way nicer.
That's what we were going to do, too.
That's the smart move.
The family pulled the plug on that on me, dude. I got the rooftop tent. I was ready to go. I had it like, here's how we're going to bunk out. Just in my truck. I think if we'd had a van, it'd have been different.
Yeah.
Way different.
Way different. But they were like, it kind of like they all sort of had an intervention. They sort of set me.
You're intimidating to think about living in a truck with. Stature.
Just too much room. Like my wife's going, I can't sleep in there.
Where am I supposed to be?
That's true. I take up a lot of space on. But they kind of pulled the plug on that, and they're like, no. And I think for sure, had we had a van, like, and I know we're all supposed to stay buckled up, but like, I think if the kids could have like laid down for an hour,
I mean, I grew up traveling.
Are you
in a
allowed
van.
to talk about that? Like, are we allowed to like? I mean, in the van, the reality is like, there's people taking naps in the back of the van while you're driving down the road.
I mean, every family's different, right?
Yeah,
and so
that's the right answer.
Yes. I would say it depends on your level of comfort. Legally, right? You're supposed to be buckled up, of course.
Yes.
But have we been like in traffic or like on some steady highway and the kid needs to pee? And I'm like, oh man, are we going to pull over really?
Yeah.
Or are we just going to like, okay, dad'll be a little more safe. You
Sure.
know, like I'll pay
Stay
real
in
close
the right
attention.
lane.
Mom
Yeah.
can grab her out of the seat and we can pee and be on the road. That may or may not have happened a couple times on the trip.
Or
And
even
it's
make
awesome
a
for that.
sandwich, right? Like you got the
Oh,
fridge
yeah.
right there. I can't imagine like, dude, somebody wants a snack.
I mean,
mom's whipping out that bologna, mayonnaise in it up.
My dad has a van and he'll like go with his buddies golfing.
Yeah.
And they're like, they got a martini bar in the back, you know, on their way up
They got it all
on the way to the
going
golf
on.
course.
Love that.
Yeah.
So it makes me think like motorhome. So my mom had the motorhome when I was, I don't know, middle school time frame, and they were traveling around for work. And I wasn't with them all the time, but spring break or whatever, we'd go. And yeah, where were you supposed to be if you're not?
Well, in a motorhome, that's straight up like
Yeah,
I've
that's
got
it.
2 front bucket seats.
I'm on
that
the
you're
couch playing Xbox
buckled
for a
in.
week.
But
Dude, this is
that is
awesome.
the life. You're like, yeah, all I gotta do is sit here. Yeah, there's a dude up
go to
front. You never
Mississippi.
thought about Shane driving 12 hours
Putting
in a row.
that thing in Walmart parking lots and stuff for me to go. So, okay, back to the Grover though. I'm
Yeah.
curious, what are the type of things that it was pulling up? Like, was there attractions? Like, hey, stop at this. This is 15 minutes compared to like, hey, this is a night thing, or
Oh,
like,
yeah.
what all does it kind of show in that?
Okay, so there's a lot of layers to it. So
Okay.
it can save campsites for you. So I had my own pin, they're called pins.
Yep.
So I've had my own pins like saved in the app, and it'll ask me, hey, do you want to stay at your pin? There's a community aspect of it, and so AVC has this what's called a circle. And if you're like a customer of AVC or you've joined the AVC circle, you get access to all of our pins. So you kind of get these community vetted spots that are
cool.
like built,
Very
built
cool.
on like people that you know or that are in your community, and so you can give those a little extra grain of salt and say, oh, this is probably a good spot to stop. And so we used a couple of those pins, and then the AI agent will ask you, hey, one of your circle members stayed here. Do you want to prioritize this pin over like a BLM spot or a state park or whatever? And so you can kind of pick and choose like your level of comfort and where you want to go. So when we first started planning our journey, my wife wanted state parks with proper bathrooms and all this stuff. And then I could pull up a pin and say, hey, honey, what do you think about this? It's on the river. It's next to a waterfall. There's a vault toilet. She's like, okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
And so we got to get into some other places and explore a little bit more. And then, and then we discover our own things.
Yeah.
And so we can find other stuff. And it's layered. It has a bunch of layers on the map feature. So it's a really good discovery. It has BLM layers. So you can look at BLM. You can look at national parks. You can look at state parks. It pulls in land trust data. I don't know if you guys are familiar with land trust. So it'll pull up land trust spots. It's like private land, like a rancher owns land or somebody owns their private land. And then you can book that land for yourself.
Okay, awesome.
And so it's super cool. Like if you're hunting, you can use it to book out a hunting space. A lot of times you can get access to private rivers that you normally couldn't just go stay at. And it's pretty low
And
cost.
it's like an Airbnb type situation where you just you book through. Do you book through Grover? Or?
You can book it right in Grover, yeah. So there's just like a button there. You can link it. It stores all
That's
your
pretty
info.
cool.
It's super cool, yeah.
And then probably some of it in my mind, and I might be wrong, but kind of where we camped at down south a couple weekends ago. But it's like probably going in, close the gate. We have cows or whatever,
Yeah.
and then park along the river right here. And this is your space.
Yeah,
and
they're
for
like,
a
whatever.
rancher, like that's
Just-
super easy. I can line
yeah.
up 20 vans here or whatever, and tents and all the things.
Well, it's becoming a thing for some of our like van builders like us. It's hard to throw a gathering in like a BLM site because you don't know if it's going to be
Yeah.
available. You don't know who's going to be there.
Yeah.
And like you can't say, hey, other people can't come.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to have a proper community event. And so
Yeah.
they've been using land trust for this kind of thing too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
sick.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it and it does that. You can reserve proper campsites through it. You can reserve KOAs. I think is coming to it. Another really cool one that helped us this summer was it has a smoke layering. So you can look at it. It pulls in
Yes.
fire hotspots. It pulls in smoke data. It does all this kind of stuff. And so like if we're going out for the weekend and it's just me and my little one and I'm like, hey, let's go camping. Where do we want to go? And it'd be like, oh, well, we don't want to go to Paonia because everything's on fire and it's covered in smoke.
Right.
Like, oh, let's go to Gould,
Go north,
right?
yeah,
or something like that.
whatever,
Yeah.
3 hours this way, 3 hours this way. I don't want to
100%.
know which one to pick because
Right.
I'm going to have the same kind of fun. But yeah, we don't want the
Yeah.
smoke.
And like you can just use the AI agent to do that exactly.
Yeah.
So I can just say,
That's
hey,
awesome.
like, I was thinking
pretty
about
cool,
going
man.
here, and because of these reasons, but I want to find some place that's not covered in smoke. Where can I go? And it'll go, oh, you were going to drive 3 hours, and you were going to go by a lake. Well, here's another 2 options for you. And you're like, oh, sweet. Yeah, let's go. And then it'll just pop it into Google Maps and you go. It's
This app
it's
is
sweet.
amazing.
It's pretty
cool.
amazing. Yeah. They've
That's
been doing
really
a ton
cool.
of work. It's
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's only a year and a half old.
Yeah.
Maybe a little less than that.
Yeah.
And they just crank on it. It's
probably huge
always
for
new
you
features
guys.
in there. Yeah.
I'm thinking about just the next time I try to sell a road trip. My wife's not big on road trips, but it's
Right.
like, check out
Hey, check
this
out
road
these.
trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to
Yeah.
road trip
Yeah,
now.
'cause you do have a lot of
Because even
fear.
simple, we don't have a van or anything, but hey,
Well, it works
we're
for
gonna save
anything.
money and we got to drive for 15
100%.
hours this time. Let's do it right, you know?
Yeah.
Have the
Well, and
kids
it's scraped all those like overland websites and things like that too. And so it has a bunch of that data points in there. I think it has different classifications of trails. So if you're looking to get out in a proper truck and put it in 4-wheel drive, you can look at some of the different places. It has a 3-dimensional map feature. You can pull in and see like, hey, is this going to be a cool overlook? And one of the newest thing they just added was social circles. So I mentioned that they have an AVC circle that's like just for us as a brand.
Yeah.
But then you can make your own private circle that's just like you and your buddies, or you could have a ruckless circle, something like that.
Yeah.
And I built one for me that's just my fishing spots, and it's called it's like Matt's A list.
Yeah.
And I just loaded all the photos. It makes pins from your photos.
As long as you have your
like
as long as you're connected to your GPS on your photos.
Right, yeah. So if you're at home, and like all my photos have GPS, so I have a bunch of pictures of fish in a net, but I don't know where the hell they are.
Yeah.
And so I just loaded them into the
cool.
thing, and it started populating pins all over the map. And I'm like, oh yeah, sweet. Oh, I forgot. I went fishing in Fraser. I
Yeah.
forgot about that. Like, cool. Here's a new spot. And so now I have this like my own little like private fishing map feature on there and I don't have to share it with everybody.
Yeah.
Which is the best piece.
You can keep it private.
Yeah. So that's some of those other like mapping or camping apps.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you put a pin in here, but now it gets blown up by a million people, you know? And so you can pick and choose like, okay, this one's just for me. This one's for AVC Circle. This one's for the community. So like, we'll go to a trade show in Montana and it's like, well, these like spots that I stop to camp are not personal to me.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, I'll just put this one up for the community and I'm helping serve the community.
Yep.
Yeah, this place was awesome. It did us well.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I had a customer, she drove from here in northern Colorado out to New York. Okay. And I was like, hey, tag a bunch of spots for me because we don't have a bunch. There's not a lot of data between here and the East Coast.
Yeah.
There's a million things west of here. But not out east. Yeah. And so
That is funny.
So it's cool to add some of those into the community too. 100%. And it's like,
right.
You can pick and choose, but you can gatekeep and you can keep some just for you, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are loving it. And it's
Sweet.
it's free to everybody. Like AVC pays for it. It's actually kind of funded by the van industry. So they come to us and they say, hey, this is like, mostly because of the chat feature and the troubleshooting.
Yeah.
Say, hey, this is troubleshooting for you. This will keep those phone calls away on Friday night. And it's like, yeah, okay, that's worth it. So we bought in, and then it's, hey, now there's like a social aspect of it. There's a circle. You can help your community. You can build a brand and build a community on here for your van owners.
Right.
And AVC is a smaller brand. Let's be real. Like, I think we have 150 vans out there, but some of these guys do 150 vans a year. And so it's really good for them because they have a big network. You got thousands of people out there with a van.
Yeah.
And so they can really build some momentum behind that.
Tell us 150 is going to build a lot too.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah,
That's huge.
Yeah.
Tell us about AVC because I know that you have a little different concept. I don't know anything about the rest of the van world, but I dig kind of what I see when I go visit you. I mean, are you still doing kits?
Oh yeah,
as well. That's a big piece of what you do. So
that is.
So kind of walk us through that. And somebody buys a Ford. Is it Ford that you guys have kind of
we focused on Ford Transit, but we just added Sprinter to our line. Yeah. Turned to the dark side and added Sprinter in there.
Yeah.
But most of the community is on the Sprinter platform.
So I've got a Ford van I bought. I can go on your website or call you.
Yep.
And I can essentially design and have you cut out everything I need to build my van, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah. So I set out from day one. I wanted to be the IKEA of vans. And so I said, hey, this is kind of my mission. I want to build kits for people to build their own van at their house. These professional van builds are very expensive.
Yeah.
And they've only gotten more and more expensive and more complicated and nicer. So the industry's definitely come up and things are super nice now.
Yeah.
100%.
But my goal was to be able to ship you kits and you can build a professional level van at home. And so they're the exact same parts that we use in our professional builds. It's the exact same stuff that I sell to people to build at home. And we have huge price point arrays. So we go from anywhere, let's just say walls. You're going to put walls in the van. We do a paper pattern kit that's just full size 1-to-1 printed paper. And you put that on top of whatever you want, plywood, whatever. You cut it out and then you build your van from that. We sell pre-cut Baltic birch pieces. And then we just added a new line that's felt. So like that same sound absorbing felt like we have here in the studio. 9mm PET felt. We pre-cut wall kits from that because it's no need for upholstery work. It comes in 42 colors. You can put them right into the van.
Yeah.
It's a third of the weight of a birch wall kit. And so now we're becoming weight weenies, and we're trying to cut as much weight out of these van builds as we can.
Yeah.
Sure, because that costs fuel, right? I mean, the heavier it's...
Oh, yeah. It's wear and tear on the vehicle. It's your brakes. It's fuel economy. It's tires. It's performance. It's off-road capability. Everything adds up. And these vans can get really heavy, especially some of these amateur builds.
How much do they save by buying the kit from you and do it themselves versus... I mean, that's probably hard because it's like somebody asked me, like, what's it cost to remodel a bathroom? I'm like, bro, you can spend $3,000 on your faucet. So,
totally,
you know what I mean? So it can be blown out of the water. But I mean, on average, do you kind of have a feel for?
I mean, they're saving 50% on a build out. I would say easily, easily.
Yeah.
So, you know, a professional level build from AVC, not including the vehicle, costs 75 to 80K.
Yeah.
But if you're building your own van, I'd say you can get everything you need for 25. You know,
Sick.
But it's going to take you some time. But the more you get from AVC, the more kits and the more like ready to go things, the faster and faster it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, we put the Sprinter that's going to Overland Expo. I put that van together realistically in a week and a half. I mean, it was a lot of nights and weekends and things like that because I have a job and I have customers and things like that. But it's kind of a testament to what goes into it that we just crank that thing out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What level of knowledge do you need? I mean, do you have to be able to like wire up low volt and some of that? Like, you know, I've built a lot of stuff. Like I can hang cabinets all day long. I can just run a drill. But that low volt, there's a lot of that going on.
Electric,
there. Yeah, electrical kind of is intimidating. Is that kitted out as well, where it's pretty much plug and play on that?
There are a lot of plug and play solutions out there for electrical, and I think the bulk of the systems can be done with like a easy to use plug and play system. You don't have to crimp wires on, but you have to know like it's the last mile. So like building an outlet, putting in a USB plug, something like that, you're gonna have to be able to strip and crimp wire and things like that too. So there's a little bit
wild. How much of it is done off the van, or how much do you keep it isolated to like a battery, like a vault, like a bank of batteries, and say 400 watt or whatever you're doing for a solar? I mean, do you kind of keep those two things separate, or so it can live kind of off grid, so to speak, without the van having to produce? Yeah, power?
Absolutely. Power systems are one of the biggest things that have come along in the last 5 years. When we first started. We started in 2017, and when I started, 6-volt golf cart batteries were kind of the in vogue thing to put in. Yeah, because you squeaked out a little bit more efficiency out of them. Right. And now 48-volt systems are the thing. So everything's gone to a higher voltage. Yeah. But with those higher voltage systems, they kind of brought along kits. Yeah. And so we use a product called EcoFlow Power Kit. Okay. And EcoFlow makes these like little power stations and things like that too. People are probably familiar with those, but they have another one called the Power Kit, and it's built for RVs and for off-road rigs and all that kind of thing. And so we'll put a 5,000 watt, 48 volt battery in the van, and then it'll have a 3,600 watt inverter, so we can run an induction cooktop and a espresso machine and all these like silly things, microwave easy, no problem. And then it'll output all the 12 volt we need for all of our other little devices and water pumps and stuff like that. And then the big thing is air conditioning. And that's become more and more popular in the van world. Is 48 volt air conditioners, and that's why everybody's pushing into these bigger power systems or 48 volt systems. You just get so many more BTUs. You're very limited on a 12 volt air conditioner
for sure, man.
And if you really want it to keep you cool, like it doesn't cost any more money. To get a 48 volt system, but it provides a lot more cooling. I mean, we're talking twice the cooling, and it's the difference in keeping you comfortable at night in Moab, or keeping you like cool in the van in the day in Moab. Right? Like,
I could see that being a real thing, man. Like you don't think about it until you get out there, and it's like that van it's an oven. Yeah, there's just no sleeping in there at night, man. It'd be really rough.
It's rough. You think you're cool in your driveway here at night or whatever when you're testing it, right?
It's very forgiving here in Colorado. Yeah, because it's dry and it's cool at night.
Cold. It gets cool. Yeah.
So I lull myself into a false sense of security here, but then I'm traveling across the country and I'm in Idaho. Yeah, and it's nighttime and it's still 80 degrees and it's a little muggy. I'm like, oh yeah, I could use an AC right now. If I had one, I would turn it on.
Along with you, they're like, we ain't having this. Yeah.
So keeping everybody comfortable is good. And then if you live in the South, forget it. You know, like 100% you need one.
Yeah. Dude, that's awesome.
You're signing up for it.
How was that journey, man, from 2017 to here? I mean, it's got to have been a little bit of a grind. I mean, kind of growing with that industry. When you got into it, I mean, it wasn't really that big of a deal. You see them all over the place now; they're everywhere. But I mean, to kind of get into that to start, what were the big hiccups along the way, man? And how did that go?
Well, I started my company after working for 2 other builders here in Colorado. So I got one shop off the ground. I built their first 4 vans while they were kind of figuring it out. I had an opportunity to do sales for another guy. I went and did that for about 18 months and saw an opportunity for DIY kits. And I said, Dad, this is what I really want to go after, and this is what I want to do. And I thought, okay, I'll do DIY kits and then really good how-to videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that was like what I really wanted to do.
Right.
And so I rented a shop and I bought a CNC and I taught myself CAD design, and then I had to build vans to pay the bills.
Yeah.
Right. But I had to kind of develop my own system. And so it took me a while to get to the point where I had products to actually sell people and people could have a thought out system at home. And so I think we launched our online store in 21.
Okay.
And it was right after COVID hit. Everything kind of like the world shut down, but our industry boomed because everything shut down. And so, hey, I can be in a van and it's my space. Everybody went outdoors, right? Everybody was in the national parks. Everybody's at state parks. Everybody's camping. So everybody wanted a van. Every camper sold out across the country. You couldn't buy a van. You couldn't buy anything.
Yeah.
And so our industry ballooned and it went nuts. And so with that, our online store kind of came up. And at that point, we'd really figured out our systems, and so we kind of got everything going. And then we had to learn how to be an online retailer, how to sell product, how to ship
put yourself
product
on camera. How was that, dude? Getting used to like being the guy on the camera, and you're pretty good at it now.
I feel very comfortable with it now. Yes, it was hard at first.
Initially,
we hired our first couple videos we tried to do with just the guys in the shop, one of us holding a phone and the other one filming. I quickly realized that was not going to cut it. And so we hired a guy and he was like fresh out of school from CU film school. He came out, he did a bunch of film with us, which was really great. And at first it was very hard. It's really hard to look at the camera and actually talk to camera and communicate effectively with somebody and feel comfortable doing it. But it's it's about reps, just like anything out there, right? The more you do it, the better you feel.
Right.
And at first I would say, okay, let's film the meat of the video. And we'll jump in, we'll do the instructional portion of it, and then we'll do the intros and the outros where I actually have to talk to camera.
Right.
Okay, and so I started with the part I was comfortable with, right? I built vans, I built lots of vans.
Yeah, it's easy to
I just say, hey, let's upholster this blob, or let's upholster this column. Let's do this stuff that I'm very comfortable with. And then kind of pretend like I'm teaching a new employee how to do it.
Yeah.
And then after we get all that out of the way, now I'm warmed up a little bit. I feel good about it. Now I can do the, hey, welcome to the shop, and do all these intros and outros and not feel like a total goober.
Yeah.
But it's still, there's a lot on the cutting room floor. It'd take me 10 tries to get all the words out.
How you think you got it in your head. And then, like, if it's scripted, this is easy because there's no script here, right? We just, whatever. But when it's scripted, man, Tyrel's had to be on the other side of the camera with me at times. And he's literally had to, like, pull me aside and, like, give me a pep talk. Okay, man, take a breath. You're just natural. Just be natural. Just be yourself, And, that's a whole different game.
It's hard.
It's really tough, man.
It is. And, a lot of our stuff is not scripted.
Yeah.
We kind of plan it. We have a loose plan of what we're going to do. We'll whiteboard it out and come up with some steps, but for the most part, it's off the cuff.
Yeah.
And I think YouTube is kind of nice because it's approachable that way, right? It's a little more real. You can have a very highly polished thing on there, but also, you can just kind of wing it and figure it out.
And when it comes to like a how-to, it's like at the end of the day, you want to get on there and I want you to teach me.
Yeah.
Because I'm holding my phone right now. We have this project right here.
Right.
Whatever I am, if I'm under my hood in my car or whatever. Right?
I mean, it's YouTube University, right? I mean, we use it for all sorts of things, right?
Everything.
All the time.
How do I put a new ceiling fan in the house? How do I change the garage door? How do I do this?
Yeah.
Pull it up on YouTube and figure it out. And so we're one of those guys now, which is really cool. And that helped our business a ton.
So cool.
We have 230 videos now on our
That's
website,
awesome.
which is crazy.
So
I think
awesome.
we did 10 million views last year.
Okay.
So we're,
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. So, and every time we'll go to van shows, and of course we get a lot of people, hey, I watch your videos. Thanks so much, which is awesome. That's very fulfilling. I love talking to people that come out to the show and tell us that they watch the videos, and that's literally why we do it. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of time to put into those videos, and I really want to share that stuff with the community.
Did you mean to look like the guy from Mythbusters?
No, I did not.
You look exactly, that, right?
Oh, yeah, Adam Savage. I'm a big fan of Adam Savage.
With your white coat on.
Oh, the lab coat.
Oh, the lab coat. And you watch him it's Mythbusters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like,
I love it.
Yeah.
I did wear a lab coat in all the videos so that when people are cruising YouTube and they're looking for van things and they've seen one of my,
idea. Yeah.
it's like, I watched that lab coat guy do something before. Even if they don't know the name, that's not important.
Yeah.
But it's just like brand ID. It's like, oh yeah, that guy in the lab coat did a good job teaching me how to upholster this thing.
Yeah.
Now I'll learn about a floor system or learn about a roof rack or whatever,
Yeah,
whatever we're talking about that day.
Yeah.
With the Overland thing, I'm going to make some people mad here.
Uh-oh.
Or not, or no Overland guys are
No one
listening.
gives a shit what you have to say.
Nobody
maybe?
gives a shit anyway. Dude, I giggle sometimes at the Overland guys with the amount of shit they got bolted onto their truck.
Oh yeah.
There's a couple things specifically. The little tiny gas tank that holds, how much does that tank hold?
Like
a
2
jerry
gallons?
can?
1.3 gallon
The
jerry can out there.
1.3
Yeah.
gallon, and then the water,
Uh-huh.
and then like the things to get you out of sand, and a shovel, and then a brand new axe, and all that stuff. And I'm just looking at it, going, okay, I know what my truck will go. Like a tank of gas, I'm good for 450 miles.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering how many of these guys are going so freaking deep that they need 450 miles. Okay, let's take it all. Let's call it 300 miles of back country overlanding. And that gallon and a half of fuel is going to get them out of whatever they got themselves into.
I agree. I think it's kind of silly. Yeah.
And it's just like a little bit of like cosplay, right? Like we all do it. I mean, I probably have the same thing in the hunting world. I put shit on my body that I don't need, I'm sure. And I do my own version of it. But I cannot help but see those guys, especially on the daily you're driving by.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really, bud?
I mean,
You
there's a
know?
couple in town that I laugh at every time I see it.
Oh, there's one
dropping the kids
out
off
here
at school.
by our side of town. Like every time I pass them, I'm like, you goofy ass.
Like, what are you doing?
You got an axe on there, like, and not even like an axe. Like he's got like the fireman axe that has like the spike out the back. Like he's going to go like clear timber or something like that. And like, save.
I do, since we're here though, and sorry to get you off your tangent here, but
Yeah, bro.
the little get you unstuck things, the
Yeah.
little ramps,
Yeah.
are those useful?
Max tracks? Max tracks are useful, yes.
Because growing up, I think we got a lot of trucks
stuck in the sand a lot, yeah.
and we weren't doing it intentionally, I guess, or we weren't getting better at getting out, or
Yeah.
we didn't have tools or whatever. So I look at those and I'm like, I could have used those probably about 10 times growing up. It would have saved me about 7 hours maybe total
Yeah.
time.
I mean, I've mostly used them in snow here
Okay.
in Colorado.
Yeah.
Like, cause I'll go and
okay.
I'll go up and like, I'll camp outside of a ski resort, but you can't camp in a ski resort parking lot anymore. So you got to find the little secret roads and things like that around. And if you park in some snow that's a little bit soft, I've had to throw those under
You
the
wake
truck
up in
to
the
get out.
morning and you're like, oh shit, we settled out here or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. Yeah. You
Yeah,
sink
yeah,
into
yeah.
some snow overnight.
Yeah.
So I've used them for that kind of thing. But if you're out in the sand or if you're out in like some looser stuff, they definitely work. With a van, you got to make sure you get the very robust set of max tracks.
Because they're just a shitload heavier. Huh?
Yeah, vans are just heavy.
Oh, and some of those you maybe see slapped up, but probably.
Some, there's some junk out there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure that other guys
What
see some of those. They go like, dude, you're just.
You were going to ask. I thought you were going to ask this. What is the weight? What are numbers? What are we looking at?
Like a van will start out at like 5,000 pounds about.
Okay.
And then I'd say like our build outs add about 2,000 pounds to them.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Which isn't too crazy. No. And we, like I'd said before, we're going for lighter and
Do
lighter
you have to add
weights.
springs to them when you do that as well? Do a lot of people add a more robust?
So these vans are generally designed as like a cargo van, so they're designed to carry some heavy weight. I recommend when people buy a van, they buy a 350.
Right.
So that
That's what I asked. Like,
you're in the middle of
350
that
or a
load range.
2500 version of.
Yeah.
I know, because we own a bunch of them for the construction side.
Sure.
And what we were told with, I think we own a lot of the Dodge stuff, but like you can get a 1500, it's the same thing. It's just an axle and some leaf spring switches.
Right.
So we've done that. Not that nobody cares here,
Yeah.
but I know that would be an option, right? You can take a 1500 and add a leaf spring set to it, and
Yeah, you
make
could beef
a little-
them up.
You don't have the engine underneath you that you'd have with a 350, but
And so like in the Ford platform specifically,
Yeah.
typically the engine's the same. A lot of times they'll re-gear them.
from a 150, 250, 350, right?
Yeah.
So you're just really your chassis suspension.
Yeah, it's
Is
like
your-
it's
is your
carrying
size
weight and
changing much, like from a 1500 to a
Physical
like a pickup-
size, no.
Pickup truck, obviously, it's if you parked them
right
next to each other.
Yeah, I tell people to avoid the 1500. It's just going to be too lightweight for what we're doing for van
yeah.
life. Because it's constant weight, right? Like that
Yeah.
that kit's going to be in there
1500 or
all the time.
150, whatever.
Yeah,
brand
1500,
you're looking
150. Those are a little on the lighter side. If you're going to go for like a really lightweight build, maybe. But I'd say
Yeah.
at least go for the 250.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's a re-gearing and maybe an added leaf spring, and that's it. I thought they'd maybe upgrade brakes, something like that. They don't even do that. It's all the same
Right.
kit underneath.
Yeah.
But it's, the Ford Transit's a V6 twin turbo. It's that EcoBoost engine, so it goes fast. It moves the van. We can tow 6,000 pounds, which is great.
Yeah.
But we're right in that middle range of carrying weight for the van. And that's really nice because when they're brand new, they don't drive very well. It's like you're bouncing around a little bit because the suspension's so
that.
stiff.
Yeah.
And so when you build out that kit and you get it in there, it kind of settles into it, and it
probably
really
quiets it out a bunch too, and all that stuff in there.
Absolutely.
I think the crazy thing with all of it, man, is like I have not gone all in on any one thing, but in having that conversation with buddies, the adventure rig in general, whether it's overland or van or a truck modified, it is really hard to kind of land on like what the perfect setup is for all types of adventure, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's tough because like for me, like if you got the van, now I can pull a boat, right? But if you got, the overland, I had a buddy that had an overland trailer. He was trying to sell me. I'm like, dude, but if I have that and I want to go fishing, I don't have room for my boat now. You know what I mean? So I got a buddy we're building out that he's got a boat trailer. We're going to put a top on, the top of the boat trailer so the boat slides underneath.
Oh, okay.
And now you got a tent on top of that. But man, I mean, there's 30 different configurations based on the type of adventure that you're going on that like they all work a little better for one, of the other. I mean, like a van is great, but you can't go on some of those backcountry kind of nastier roads, right? So now you're in a truck, maybe a modified truck with the whole go fast or dirt box or whatever on it. That allows you to pull a trailer, but then now you don't have kind of kitchen,
or you can't fit your family of 4 in there. You can't sleep your whole family.
And dude, it's a fun thing to think about. But also, I see guys constantly tinkering. Well, I've got buddies that have spent so much.
That's the fun part too,
money.
right?
It is the fun part, right? It's a wildly expensive like Lego hobby.
Yes, it's a very expensive hobby.
I mean, I like it too. I mean, even little stuff, but like having in my truck, I got like my socket set that fits all the stuff that goes on the truck, and just putting gear where you want to put the gear. And I get it. It's as much as I make fun of the other guys, I totally get why they do it because it's fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that you live in a world that is, it's fun to tinker on, but also it's hard to find that perfect mix. Like you're talking about maybe working on adding a trailer to the back of what you're doing. Where did that come from? Why add a trailer? Because it's like you got everything you need in the van, maybe.
Yeah, you do. And the needs for a van trailer are going to be different than the needs for an overland trailer, right? Because if you're overland trailering behind a Tacoma or behind a Jeep, not a lot of room in your rig. And so you got to add those creature comforts, your kitchen, maybe your sleeping platform, something like that to it. But with the van, all that stuff's inside. So then it gets into, okay, I want to bring my $10,000 mountain bike, or I want to bring 2 $10,000 mountain bikes, but I don't want them hanging on the back of my car because now if I'm in getting a burrito, I'm glued to the window watching my bikes in the parking lot because I'm paranoid.
Dude. Yeah.
And, and then it's also, okay, I go to Moab and you can't reserve sites, or you're in a BLM campground somewhere, or you're just like out in the cuts.
Yeah.
And now I want to go to a trailhead and go ride this trail. But now because I'm in a van, all my stuff is here. So I have to pack everything up in the van.
Right.
Then go to the trailhead. But then how do I keep my spot? I got the good spot by the creek. How do I come back to this tonight after?
Somebody took your spot when you were there. Yeah.
Right. And so either, I've had people that's like, well, just buy some janky Walmart tent and set it up.
Oh,
and then that's like you're like putting your little flag in the ground. And it's like, this is my spot. And then you can go ride your trail and come back. And if someone steals your tent, okay, I'm out $40.
Right.
But the trailer is like, oh, maybe my wife doesn't want to go mountain biking.
Yeah.
So she can hang back. Has some comforts there when she's there. Yeah.
But the trailer can be a lot lighter weight because I don't need a full kitchen. I don't need a full battery system. I don't need all this stuff. Right. It's more of like, okay, there's a little bit of shelter if it rains. Maybe I got a little bit of water, a cooler or something like that in there. Yeah. And so it kind of helps bridge this gap.
Barbecue, you can do kind of a outdoor barbecue kitchen kind of fun.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, so because the van, it has everything in it when it goes to the site, and now everything that was left behind is there's nothing left behind.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of bridging the gap, which means that trailer can be a lot lighter weight or a lot lower cost.
Yeah.
Which is great. And because the van is so dang big, pulling a trailer doesn't hurt our gas mileage as much.
Yeah, because it's not catching any wind back there.
Exactly, yeah. So you can have a pretty good sized trailer behind a van. It doesn't kill your gas mileage. Yeah. Whereas if you have a 9-foot tall trailer behind a Tacoma, you cut your mileage in half.
Yeah.
And that's why all these little overland trailers are so small. Because they can slip in behind a Jeep or behind a Tacoma or something, and you can get out to these different places. Well, and and they're more nimble. You got less top weight and all that kind of thing.
It's crazy. Even the way that they hooked on the hitch. I mean, those things have
those rock and roll hitches are sick.
It's sick.
They're so cool.
It is cool. I mean, like I said, I make fun of them, but it looks like a blast. I've never done it, but
the trailer sounds so cool because you're just kind of endless. You have an open space, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Bunk beds. I was thinking you can come down and
and they can be like a nice flex space. We jokingly call it the ADU. Right? It's the accessory dwelling unit for your van.
Yeah. Because we got a buddy at the cargo trailer that he modified, little kitchen, bunk beds that fold down, and I mean that's really nice. It's nice on a hunt because you got a place you can get out of the weather if you need to. You got obviously beds. But I mean, it's just that place to where there's times when you're just like, I need to hide out, and I got to burn an afternoon, evening. It's nice to have a place to sit. And
well, also like reserving your spot kind of thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I go
never thought about
camping
that,
in September here in Colorado, there's empty trailers chilling in all the good spots.
Yeah.
But there's no one there, and they're not there all weekend.
Yep.
And I know that hunting season starts next week,
And so
they're
they're just locking it.
They got their flag in the ground for next
Yeah.
week. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, like I want to camp. I'm like, put a note on there so I can camp there this weekend. But whatever, I get it.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
You're doing some of that, Tyrel. I mean, you got like the little Toyota, the 4Runner, and you're looking at like how can
the
I get the
Ultra
family out, and how can I can I crash in this thing? What are your thoughts around
I'm loving everything.
modifying and what are you going to add on? Are you thinking you're going to do like a roof tent? You're going to do a trailer?
No,
what's the plan for staying mobile?
You know me. I'm not going to put any real money or effort into it. But
Okay.
but the idea is the platform that I have. What I want is to be able to lay into it, right?
Fold down the seats.
The
Just old
Ultra.
school.
So basically, we are sleeping, but we're not sleeping all weekend. We're driving from point to point. And then big enough for the kids, but still, I'm gonna make them like live in tents for now and stuff. So
Yeah.
Sure. Hey, it's still fun. Like
yeah.
we got a nice big van. My kid still loves to set up a tent and go
Yeah.
sleep in the
Yeah.
tent. Absolutely.
How old are the kids?
I have a 5, almost 6, and 15-year-old.
Okay.
So we got the spread.
You got a big spread. So school started for the almost 6-year-old.
Yeah, both of them started school today. Yeah, so kindergarten for my little girl.
How was that, bro?
Man.
First day. Did you
First
cry
day.
a little bit?
I almost did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, watching her with her little backpack, like it's as big as she is, walking across the grass.
100%.
I remember
I was
to
choked
this
up.
day. I remember both those days for both my kids.
Yeah, formative. I mean, that's like a moment that'll be in my mind forever, right?
It is,
like
absolutely.
days like this.
Yep.
That's what it's about. And I'm, it happens so fast. Everybody says, soak it up when they're little kids. I was like a big Jordan Peterson guy for a while.
Yeah.
And his big thing was, while they're little kids, like who cares about anything else?
Yeah.
You know? And that's been a little bit of my life here, even with AVC. I'm like, well, my kids are small. Like, I'm going to take the time and spend time with them. And like, there's always time for business later. And, but I called my buddy last year and I was like, okay, my kids are getting older. I'm ready. Let's go. Like, like, let's turn it on and like, let's make AVC like what it needs to be.
Yep.
But, and then my older daughter started high school today too.
Where's she at?
She's in Fort Collins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sophomore in high school.
Oh.
Which is, just as big. Drove herself to school. Not by herself, but, she drove the car to school this morning, which is a big moment too.
Wild.
Yeah. She started driving this summer, so she's got a lot of hours behind the wheel. But, first day driving to school, it's, well, I mean, you met us when, she was as big as Quinn is now.
She was probably 5 then, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's been about 10 years. So it's the full changeover. Yeah.
It is. It is. And that's the balance. We had a long conversation this morning. We got every other Wednesday we do a kind of a men's group. It's not a church associated thing. It's just a bunch of dudes that get together and talk about life, right?
Yeah.
And that was a big part of the conversation today was just that it wasn't really work-life balance. It's funny because we'll pick a topic on our Wednesday morning talks, and no matter what you pick, it doesn't matter what you pick. It always lands in the same spot, doesn't it? It's just like how to sort of like be part of the grind, be part of the thing, the provider. It's all men, and so it's like be the provider, be this, be that, and also find joy in the slow times and recognize the slow times and not be at work all the time because you want to, especially when you do what you do and you love it. And I'm sure when you daydream, you're daydreaming about vans and panels and freaking.
It's always on my mind.
Yeah, which is so fun, right? So it's that creative energy go, but then you got to be able to put that down, right? And go, my daughter.
Yeah.
So you get home and you walk through that door and you go all about her, or all about your wife and, your other girl and
yeah, it's hard to leave it at the door, and as an entrepreneur, I think that's the hardest, that's the biggest challenge is setting that aside and letting fires can burn. Like my family is more important and I'm happy to be home and like being engaged in being a dad and being at home and being a good husband.
Yeah.
But it couldn't be more important, and I couldn't do what I do without my wife. I mean, she's amazing. So I couldn't, AVC would not be what it is without the support of my wife and my family. Yeah. And so really pleased with that. But, I'm not going to lie. As soon as the kid was in bed, I was like, okay, good night, honey. And I walked back to work and I worked till like 12:30 last night. Yeah. Because I can't, sometimes I just can't get away. And
what's that look like? You're
I
on
need
the computer
to get
tinkering and kind of playing with AutoCAD design stuff or looking for new material.
I used to do a lot of design. So when my little one was really young, my wife's a nurse.
Yeah.
And so she used to work nights, so I would be dad at home with the kid.
Yeah.
And so I did a lot of stuff from the home office. A lot of CAD design happened late at night.
Yeah.
We hired an engineer this year, and so I don't do as much CAD design anymore, which is
nice.
really cool. He does a much better job than me. So,
So
yeah,
you're bringing
thanks.
him napkin sketches now and going, I need to see it look like this.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of backseat engineering that I do, which is
and he's
awesome.
like sick of your shit, I'm sure, right? Yeah.
We collaborate. It's a it's a good balance
It's
there.
still a healthy
That's a
relationship.
great, that's a great way to call it. I'm sure he feels the same
love
way.
it.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'll give him a direction, I'll point him there, and then I'll come in an hour later and we'll sit down and we'll talk about what he started. I'll give him some critiques or a little direction that I want to see things, and then I'll leave. I'll be like, okay, do you have enough to go?
Right.
And he's like, yeah, I'm good. And then I'll walk away and I'll go do something else for a couple hours and let him cook.
Right.
And I think it's a good, healthy relationship because he's a creative guy. It gets his creative outlet, lets me focus on the business and do that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. But last night I was putting in a water system in the Sprinter that's going to be at Overland Expo this weekend.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I had a trade show at Winter Park, the Adventure Van Expo series. It goes all around the West and it's all just camper vans.
nice, yeah.
And it was at Montana last weekend in Bozeman. It's going to be in North Lake Tahoe September 13th.
Yeah.
That weekend. But we had one in Winter Park, and that's our home show, so we do a lot of big stuff.
Right.
And so we had a Transit, a ProMaster, and a Sprinter at the show.
Oh, shit,
And we
yeah.
partnered with our friends from Go Code, and so they help, they split the booth, and we have a bunch of products in tandem that we work with them.
Right.
So they came out from Indiana, and we did the booth together. But we put that Sprinter together in like a week, and I kind of faked it for the show.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, all the cabinets are in there, the lights come on, the fans come on, but the water doesn't
Don't be
run.
touching stuff, guys.
Yeah,
if some dude calls and starts hitting buttons, you're like, stop,
Yeah.
stop. That's
yeah, like
not
you can open the fridge, but it doesn't turn on.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
lights don't turn on. So I had to take it from there. We had to dial it back a couple steps for the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Because we had to rush it through to get it done for the show. Then we had to peel it back, do a couple more videos, get all those things done, and then hit the gas again and get it ready for this show this weekend.
Yeah.
So now the one this weekend is fully fleshed out, ready to go. Everything's good. We set up a new automation system in there
Yeah.
through with a company called Roam IQ, and they do like home automation, but in your van.
Okay.
So I can set scenes for lighting. I can hit one button and turn on the hot water pump, or I can turn on the hot water heater. I can turn on the water pump. I can turn on the fan. And it's like the shower button.
Right.
I'm like, hey,
Right.
I want
I'm
to
gonna
take a shower. Boom.
Yeah.
So I hit the button. It heats up the hot water tank, turns on the fan to exhale, so it pulls the moisture out of the van. It turns on the water pump. It sets lighting, for the certain lighting I want.
Nice.
Yeah, it gets romantic, a little romance side, and then then you can do your thing, right?
Yeah.
Which is great. And
Are
then
you showering in the van?
we have a lot of different options. So we have a couple showers for in the van. Yeah. So
I
we
didn't even think about that. I
wild.
just assumed you'd be showering
That's
right
what
outside.
I thought too. In my mind,
Yeah.
you're talking like you're in the van. I'm like, I thought you just stood outside on the dirt with a little
I mean, we do that too.
plastic thing and just
So, yeah,
shower off. but-
Almost all of our vans have a shower outside the back of the van.
Okay.
But
Got
we have a Tetravan Fold shower. It's called the Fold. And if you can't picture it, you can kind of think of like the front of a dishwasher.
Yeah.
Like you fold the front of the dishwasher down, and now you stand on that, and that's your shower pan.
Oh, okay.
And then it drains into the basin or into like a little trough.
Yeah.
But it's this little tiny thin, it's a very thin appliance, but it folds down and becomes a 24 by 28
and then
shower
there's
pan.
a curtain or something that comes
Yeah,
off
and then it
the
has a
wall.
pop-up curtain that pops up.
Oh, sweet.
And so then you can get a full shower in your van, but you don't have to dedicate all that space to it. So it's my favorite
That's
shower.
so cool.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that we
top
have that
down.
in the Sprinter, and it just folds down into the step. So when you open that sliding door and you'd walk into the van right there,
Yeah.
that's where that fold down shower goes. It just folds down, and you can jump in there and take your shower. And it's kind of this space that needs to stay open all the time. So it's a perfect spot to have that thing fold down.
Yeah, put it back up. And so then you have a gray water and
Yeah.
black water on the van, just like an RV.
Yeah. So yeah, and like in the last couple of years, I'd say like the last 3 years, a lot of the undermount tanks have come a long way.
Yeah.
And so now they have dedicated tanks that replace your spare tire in the back with a freshwater gray water. They have undermount driver side or passenger side tanks. So this one has a 20-gallon freshwater tank that replaces the spare tire, and it
Yeah.
has a 16-gallon gray water tank that goes on the driver or on the passenger side for this configuration.
Yeah.
And then
So gray water only. You're not taking dumps in the.
no, I don't want to deal with I don't want to warranty a
Nobody
black water
wants to
system.
Black
Yeah.
water. It's gross. That was I hated having a camper for that reason. Like for sure, the kids are going like full roll of toilet paper.
Oh yeah, they don't care.
I'm at the like dump
and you
station
get
with
to
the
deal with the
power
black water
washer,
stuff.
like trying
Yeah.
to get it all. Oh.
No way. I'm not. That's for RV people. I'm good on that. I'm good
Yeah.
on that. Yeah. So we have a little portable toilet in there.
Okay.
And when my little girl was small, we used a little like Dometic black water, or just like a little porta potty, right? Has
Yeah.
chemical on top, a little tiny black water tank. You can empty it in a gas station bathroom.
Yeah.
Now we switched over to this thing called a Wrap-On Sunny,
Okay.
and it's like a vacuum sealer for your business. So like it has a
Nice.
plastic tube. You can This is a regular toilet seat. You open it up, you do your thing, and it like goes into a little plastic pouch, and then heat seals it and cuts it off. And it's like there's no stink, no nothing to deal with.
Are these bags clear? Or
No,
black?
they're opaque bags.
They got like I love this system
Can you,
because
like it'd be so good.
military, we did
clear a
wag
bunch of just
bags.
like, oh, ugh.
Yeah, it's just like a really fancy wag bag, 100%.
But if you just seal that off,
No
now
smell.
we're talking.
Yeah,
just boom.
I built a van for a wildland firefighter, a woman wildland firefighter, and that was like her favorite part of the van is that bathroom.
Yes.
Is the toilet.
Yeah.
Because it's, there's no mess, there's no
able to take a
stink, there's no
mind-blowing.
nothing.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, you can do anything you need to in there, and
That's
it's sealed
easier
up.
than picking up after a dog on a walk.
It is.
you know?
It is. Yeah,
Like-
it's 100% easier.
That's wonderful.
It's so
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so this is nice now because now if my guys take the van out, like they can use it and I don't have to
Yeah.
think about cleaning a black water tank for my guys. I'm like, I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah.
Like I'll do it for my 5-year-old, sure.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
anybody else,
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
hey, you
clean your
use it, you
shit,
clean
buddy.
it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
and it better come back spotless, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now,
That's
yeah,
that's a huge game changer.
it's very cool. And there's composting toilets and things like that too that you
Yeah.
can do. And those are good if you're living in the van. I think it's
Yeah.
worth investing in a composter if you're in there all the time. And I've used some composters in like backcountry cabins and things, and they work great. But unless you're using it, like if my van's going to sit there for 3 weeks,
Yeah.
I'm not going to like empty it or discharge it or whatever you got to like.
And it just has
I
a
don't
little
want to.
compartment with little baggies in it, and you just
Yeah,
you're cleaning the windshield at the gas station, and you're like, don't
toss it in the trash. Yeah, just like you throw kids' diapers out, same thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, even more secure than a diaper.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah,
That's it.
Like more confidence throwing that away in a fucking restaurant bathroom than my kid's diaper.
100%. Absolutely. Yeah, it's cool. They developed him for
wild.
the rumor. I don't know if this is true, but the rumor is they developed him for use in high access cranes. So it was a Japanese company called Wrap-On.
nice, yeah.
So you think about it, you're an operator in
Never thought about that
crane.
guy up there.
Right.
You don't want to drink too much coffee.
So they can do their business. But then they don't have to bring the whole toilet down. They
Leave
do
it
their
in
business.
Japan,
It's
they're
a
like,
little
you don't come
plastic
down.
bag.
You know what I mean? You're up there.
Yeah, you put it in your satchel and you bring it down with you.
Dude, throw it on a parachute.
There you go, right? Yeah.
See,
Trucker
we
bomb.
had that idea with Amity when she was doing El Cap. We were like, if you had little poop bags, you just throw a little parachute down to your buddy down low, and he's just like,
Okay, grab it. No, don't let it hit the
gets
ground
caught in
first.
a tree. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the grossest moments ever of like a field problem is I watched someone like throwing trash out of a truck and a wag bag exploded, and it's just like
Terrible.
I don't know. Yeah, you see them at Shields, and I'm sure they're better than whatever we have. I don't know, right? But it's like I never want to experience that.
Dude, we've
But
had a
what you
couple
just
of flips.
described-
Like, I remember that one out in,
yeah, and
where were we at?
contractor bags and 5 gallon
We did
buckets.
contractor. We just take a 5-gallon bucket, put a
Yeah.
contractor bag over it, and then we had a pool noodle if you wanted to get really cozy about
Sure.
it.
Oh, yeah,
Click
yeah.
the pool noodle around the
pool
contractor
noodle.
bag. Just like you're going to really have a nice time. Maybe you get on Instagram. I'm going to be here a
I
while.
feel like that's an
Yeah.
expensive route though to do a 32-gallon bag. every time
Oh, it
you're
was,
taking
and dude, I remember the pile though. When we were there for a couple months
was a
with no bathroom, and I remember like the pile just kept growing, and
Yeah.
I'm like, we need to deal with this pile at some point. This like, let's just order a dumpster because I don't even want to have that in the trailer, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
I was
that's
19. I probably missed that day. I was like,
Oh,
I'm
dude.
sick.
Yeah, dude, you blew out your knee playing basketball. You're working for us. And I remember you blew out your knee. I'm like, I
morning, yeah.
need you on this job.
I need you today.
None of that dumb shit, man. Stop it with the basketball. But
Yeah, that was a rough couple.
dude, that's
months in my
cool.
life.
Like to see probably for you the progression of this industry coming from 2017 to now.
oh, yeah.
Just nuts, right? The capabilities, man.
So many things. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, yeah, we used to do, it was Baltic birch cabinetry, Baltic birch walls, Baltic
Yeah.
birch everything. And now we're doing all aluminum cabinets. We're doing
Yeah.
felt walls. We're doing 48 volt systems. We're doing like these like high technology potties. I mean, the industry has changed a lot in the last decade.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And it's way
sure.
easier. I mean, it's easier, it's better, it's lighter, it's more
Yeah.
expensive. That's the only downside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're dropping like, what's that toilet cost?
$700.
Oh, that's actually way less than I thought
It's
it was
not,
going to be.
I
dude.
mean, you can spend more.
You could.
You know, you can
What's
spend
like a
more.
battery pack system? Because I was looking at one for hunting, and I was like,
Yeah.
dude, these things are freaking expensive.
I mean, battery, I would say
the
that's the place
Nebo,
you
you
want to
know.
spend the most of your money should be on the battery system.
Right.
Because everything works on a battery these
life.
days.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the more power, the better battery you have, the better your whole life is in a van or off road or in the backcountry,
Right.
whatever it is. If you're using electronics, if you're
Right.
backpacking, like, yeah, leave it all at home,
Yeah.
get out there.
Yeah.
But everything else, like, yeah. The 5,000 watt battery systems we put in are like, I think $8,500 retail.
Yeah.
something like that.
That's a big part of your budget when you're building out a van. Is your
It's a big, yeah. I mean,
electricity,
you know, realistically, it's a third of your budget,
Yeah.
quarter to a
Yeah.
third of your budget.
Yeah.
But they are easy to install now. You know,
Yeah.
it's all plug and play stuff. You're not crimping wire. When I first started, you know, I'm cutting and crimping wires and tinning copper and doing all sorts of crazy stuff and
Hell yeah.
heat shrink and everything.
Yeah.
And you know, you got 100 connections you're making. You got to make
Right.
sure everything's torqued down right and all this
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
And now
I'm sure you get done like something doesn't work.
Click.
Like, how am I even going to troubleshoot this?
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
yeah.
Where do I start?
So now, you know, now everything's way easier. And it's way easier for a home builder to do it themselves too.
Yeah.
You know, like you can get a pro level power system in an afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can set up an EcoFlow kit in about 4 hours.
That's
And
pretty
that's
cool.
all my home runs. That's my outlets. That's everything. Just
Yeah.
like connected in and good
And
to
that
go.
connects to a solar. How much? What kind of wattage are you putting up there for solar? on
We
those?
generally go about 400 watts these
Right.
days. It's a balance between real estate and
Yeah.
you know, and
'Cause you
how
got
much
air
wattage you can
conditioner
get.
up there now. You got
Right.
probably a tent on a lot of those.
Yeah, tents on some.
Yeah.
You know, I have a tent on my van.
Yeah, it was popped this morning. I rode my bike past the,
Oh, yeah.
the shop, and I was like, "Is somebody crashed out there sleeping?"
The boys went to Montana over the weekend, and it
Oh,
was
nice,
really
yeah.
rainy, and so we were airing it out.
Yeah.
Or we were letting it dry yesterday, but then
It rained
we
again
caught a bunch of
last
storm
night.
last night, so you
Dude,
will
that
start
storm
over.
last night, dude,
awesome.
was crushing. It was
good.
cracking out. It was cool. Yeah, it was really cool.
My veggies
I had
look so
the,
happy this morning.
I had the bay open.
Your garden? You got a little garden tea? I haven't been over in a while.
I moved them and they were really sad.
Uh huh.
This morning they looked really happy.
A
Yeah.
lot of
The
water,
rain.
huh? That sunshine, that rain.
Some fresh water, and everything looks so nice today too.
Yeah.
Oh, I
the
know.
mountains.
It was just-
We yes, I sent Tyrel a text about that
cloud
last
nine
night.
today,
Like
yeah.
just like in years past, I've never thought much about it, but now like when it rains, I was just sitting outside like just with gratitude, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, going, oh, we need this so bad, and watching it and just feeling the lifeblood of our our landscape come down and just
Everything
go,
is
like,
happy.
feed everything
Yeah.
it needs it so bad.
this
right?
morning, like just being out and running, it was different than 2 days ago, right?
Yeah.
Same trail, whatever. And oh yeah, it was like the gratitude, and it's like life, right? It's like we're in droughts all the time, or ups and downs. It's like
Yeah.
windy. Look at those winds. That rain.
Yeah, just recognizing that, man. It's funny because we all, I mean, a lot of our goal is to like, how often can we get outside? And dude, I love that part of the van. Like, I saw Tyrel start daydreaming too when you said you can just pack up the family, throw them in the van, and just go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a huge investment, right? For a lot of people, that's a really, really big investment to do for that. But if you can get to where you can afford it or prioritize affording it, like, what a great lifestyle choice for the kids, man.
I mean, it's usually the second most expensive things people buy.
Yeah.
Right. Second to their house.
Yeah.
You know, because realistically, you're talking 125 to 150K into a van if you're getting it professionally built.
Wow.
You know, and you could be, because the new van these days, 62. I think the latest one we priced out.
expensive, isn't it? Yeah.
Right. So 62 plus, let's just say 25K, and then a lot of nights and weekends. You're pushing mid 80s.
Even if you do it yourself,
Something.
you're 80, 90,000.
Right. Exactly.
Bare kind of
Just
minimum.
to get in. But it lowers the barrier to entry.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And to me, it's all about lowering that resistance to getting outside. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can I reduce the friction? How can I get outdoors? And if everything's already in the van, I
Right.
know I can walk in my van, put the kid in the car seat, and drive.
Yeah.
And as long as the water tank's full, I have food and coffee and water and breakfast, and I got pancakes and oatmeal and all sorts of stuff in the
Yeah.
van. Like I don't have to go. I don't even have to stop at a grocery store. We
Right.
just go.
Right.
And we can have a long weekend and not have to think about anything and have a good time. And that's where it is.
Yeah, I mean, think about fishing, hunting, like antelope
All the time.
hunting,
I think
where
about it
you're
all the
out
time,
all
yeah.
day, but like you have your family there.
Yeah.
You can come to the desert with me.
Yeah.
And you're going to have fun now.
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
it's not a crappy place to live
Yeah.
or anything. And I'm going to go do my thing, and you do this fishing. Your kids are a little bit older, but just the wife, right?
Oh yeah. And even taking them. I mean, me and Logan went on a trip. We used the truck,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the van would have been really cool,
Yeah.
especially for him to be able to. When you are driving those 8 or 9 hours, I'd have for sure let him crash out in the bed.
Oh, yeah.
Like, dude, you're good. Go take a nap. I'm on a nothing kind of dirt road in the middle of nowhere.
Well, I grew up. We would leave. We would do big cross. My dad had a van when I was a kid. Nothing
Yeah.
like what we build now.
Yeah.
It was like an old Econo line with a plywood bed in the back.
Hell yeah.
But my brother and I would sleep in the van the night before, and he would get up at 2 a.m. and jump in the van and
just
drive.
start driving.
Nice.
Right? We'd wake up
Yeah.
at 7, and we're 5 hours down the road. We're
that's pretty
we're in the
cool,
middle of
yeah.
Nevada. And like,
Yeah.
oh okay, like where are we? He's like, oh, you guys are awake. We'll stop and pull over to a gas station, go to the bathroom,
Yeah.
go grab some breakfast somewhere.
Yeah.
But
so this was bred into you. This whole van life thing. Your dad was
Yeah,
He
my
was like
my parents were
the
like van
early
hippies
days.
in the 70s for sure.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So like, there's some cool stories about like them and their vans and all this stuff, and like doing the van thing all summer. They would like teach in this year, and then they would
Yeah.
go drive around in the vans before they had kids.
Yep.
And then my uncle had a van. Remember my mom and dad's like families were friends, and that's how my parents met.
Okay.
But my dad's older brother and my mom's older brother were buddies, and my
very
mom's
cool.
older brother was an engineer. My dad's older brother was like a lineman, and he retired early. And so they built this van together in like the early 90s.
Yeah.
And I remember he brought it to the house and like showed it off, and it blew my mind. I'd
Yeah.
never thought like, oh, you could build something like fancy or kind of cool in a van. And I remember he had this a bench seat that had insulation all around it, like XPS. They insulated this whole bench seat, and the cooler fit in it. And these are the times before Yeti coolers. But they had like an insulated locker for their cooler to live inside, because he'd go to Baja for like 3 weeks at a time.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I just pack it full of ice. Like I just put blocks
That
of ice
whole
in this
thing
thing.
stays
And he's
cool.
like, yeah, and then I pull ice out of here and put it in my other cooler. And that's how I keep all my stuff cold for 3 weeks. Yeah. Because there were no electric coolers, or electric coolers sucked back then.
Yeah.
And
sure.
yeah,
No
and there was
Yetis
nothing
and-
fancy.
Yeah.
And so it just like, I was like, oh, that's so brilliant.
Yeah.
I've never thought of anything that's so cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. So we had vans growing up, and we had a little pull behind pop-up trailer. We do that too.
Yeah.
And for like bigger trips, we do the pop-up trailer. But like
Yep.
my dad and I'd go camping for the weekend and just take the van.
You take
And it
you
was easy.
fishing, we're camping, what were we doing?
Yeah, a lot of fishing.
Where'd you grow up? Was it
I
around
grew up in Northern California, in Sacramento.
Yeah.
So my dad had a little like Valco aluminum boat, and so like he'd do a lot of fishing, and like we'd tow the boat, we'd go to some place, we'd camp in the van, we'd go trolling around the lake, and he'd like drop me off on one side of the lake and be like, okay, go do whatever. And like
Yeah.
my brother and I'd climb up the side of a mountain and roll rocks down the hill into the lake and stuff like that.
100%.
Yes.
And he'd get some peace and quiet and go fish in the afternoon, which is good for him too.
Doing what he knew to
And
do.
and we do other other camping, just this and that, everywhere all around Northern California. There's lots of good stuff.
Oh yeah.
And
That
then
part of the country is beautiful, man.
it
really is. Yeah.
There's just Sacramento is like, it's in the middle of everything. So like we can go to the coast in 2 hours. We can go to Tahoe in 2 hours.
Yeah.
We can go, there's a bunch of lakes around to go to, and like
Yep.
you can
Yeah.
go steelhead fishing, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
And so we do that. And then I worked at a summer camp in Tahoe. And when I was there, I grew up and I started driving. I had a truck. So then I built a little camper in the back of my pickup truck. So I was always building vehicles and things like that,
Yeah.
building out like a way to camp in my car. And this is like,
Yeah.
Overland wasn't a thing then.
No.
But I would see, Overland Expo was a thing. I remember dreaming about going to an Overland Expo. I was like,
Yeah.
man, wouldn't that be cool? Drive all the way to Arizona, and like go to this like
Yes.
trade show just for this stuff. And like, dreaming about putting a set of Bilsteins on my truck. And, but whatever. Like I'd go camping with my buddies and go to the drive-in and like all sorts of cool stuff.
Yeah.
And, I went to Southern California, went to school down there, and I do the same thing. I'd go camp at the beach and stuff like that in the truck.
Yeah.
And it was always nice to you can just keep some extra things in the car with you all the time.
Yeah.
If you got a little platform bed, like, I can keep my bike in the back. I was riding
Yeah.
BMX. And so
Yeah.
it's kind of that like, overlanding, it's like you're just always ready,
Yeah.
right? You have, just like in the van, like I have a kit, I have all these things that live in here and I'm ready to go. I got a toolkit in here to fix the truck or to fix my bike or to whatever.
Yeah.
And
That's
so
actually
it
the
is
list.
nice.
Like that's something like I mounted a bunch of like the Milwaukee pack out stuff in the back of my truck because I just was ending up with too much stuff underneath my seat, right, where it's overflowing, and I wanted to have it in the truck. And I was thinking like, man, it would be cool. We need to get somebody on the ruck list side to make a list of just like probably 3 or 4 different lists for your truck, right? A set of tools, what needs to be in there. I mean, I have a rough idea, but then even like, okay, this is a quick kit of like, you can make some food with this. You can, the little bitty things that you need to kind of just have your truck kind of set up to go.
Like a kitchen essentials or
The
kitchen like,
essentials, yeah. And I got my buddy Nate. We were fishing the other day, and he's got an NRS tote with the straps over the top of it, and just the sickest kitchen inside. Like, and so I've got his list, and the problem is like he likes nice stuff, and he's like, yeah,
Those are
like, I was like,
$10,000
dude,
kitchen.
Yeah, it is. It's really expensive, but he's like, dude, you got 4 dudes waiting on you for dinner.
Yeah.
You don't want a stove that's going to break. Because I was
100%.
like, he sent me one that's like 300 or 400, and I sent him one off of Amazon that was 85, and he's like, really, bro?
maybe. Yeah.
He's like, I've been in Nepal with this stove. I've been here with this stove. He's like, it works wherever you go. Just spend the money and get the thing that's going to work.
Buy once,
for a
cry
long-
once.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly, right. So, but I get kind of geeky when I hear you talking about that stuff because I'm like, I want to know, like inside of your brain, right? So we'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
After we kind of wrap up in a second here, but Yeah, dude, what's the next adventure? Well, I mean, you got some top secret stuff you don't want to talk about. You're doing some research, but
Yeah, I got a couple.
What's next for you, man?
There's a couple secret projects in the works for us right now. We are adding new platforms to our lineup. So classically, AVC Rig has been a Ford Transit first builder. And we're kind of like, it's kind of the outlier, right? The Sprinter is the big favored platform in the industry. And so we thought, okay, we'll make a name for ourselves, be the transit guys. We'll be a little bit of an outlier, and then we'll build our own name there. And so we've done that. So now we're adding Sprinter to our lineup. We're going to add ProMaster to the lineup after that.
Yeah.
Then it's kind of like well, now what? We'll probably circle back and we'll do a little bit more on the transit line. We're doing Sprinter right now, and I'm learning things in Sprinter. Yeah. Just after all the experience from transit, we come at a brand new platform with new eyes. All the things we've learned. So now we're streamlining into Sprinter
rules,
right away.
You're just going, it's just a different bolt pattern and a little bit different dimension, but you're applying all the same knowledge you've already got.
Exactly. And we've gotten, we're building aluminum furring kits for the van. We're flattening things out. We're building infrastructure pieces to make the build process easier and faster and better, more consistent.
Right.
All of that. And it's all the things that came from building vans professionally with my team.
Yeah.
If one of my guys puts this furring kit and he builds it out of wood, and if I build it out of wood, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
The way he's stacking layers are different. And I thought, okay, let's cut this out.
Yeah.
Like, let's make an aluminum piece. And a lot of times we think of what's the hardest piece of the van build to build? Let's make that the best part of the van build to build. Right? Let's solve that problem and let's find a solution that's so good we're like excited to do that. Because now every time I put that furring kit, I'm like, oh man, I used to hate doing this. But now my furring kit's so dialed, like in 20 minutes I solved that problem that used to take me a full day.
You squared it out, you flattened all the curves, and now you can start bolting on.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that's the pain in the ass when you're trying to hang cabinets and bunks and everything else, like curved walls, tapers, all those angles. So
then, if you want to put a cabinet in the back of the van or the front of the van, it's different. So flattening everything out is definitely the way. Yeah. And so we build all those
the balance
kits
of not
to balance
taking up
that.
too much space, right? Because you want to conserve every quarter inch you can, right? But
and that's why we build stuff in 063 aluminum, keep it as lightweight, as thin as possible. Kind of and there's a lot of times where it's like, okay, this is close enough.
Yeah.
Right. Like it doesn't need to be dead flat.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to lose another half an inch here. And if I lose a half an inch here and a half an inch here, like all of a sudden my van went from 69 inches wide to 68 inches wide or 67 inches wide. Now I can't sleep this direction.
Yep.
Now I can't, do all that stuff.
Yeah.
So we're always pushing into new
Which makes it
frontiers.
fun, right? I mean, it makes it really fun. Like that's why for me, like remodels have always been fun. So I got to work within the confines of the existing structure. And I'm sure for you, the van creates a fun problem that it's easy to find. It's not easy, but it's creatively finding a solution that goes, I got to fit it all within this space.
Yeah.
And how much cool shit can I not overdo it, but
it's fun
like
to
a
sit
balance
down.
between minimalism and extreme, convenience too.
Yeah, we'll sit down with a client. We'll talk to them about, we call it a needs analysis. So we'll sit down, we'll talk to them about how they use the van, what kind of gear they like to take, what kind of activities they like to do. And then we have to come up with a tailored solution to solve all those problems inside that van. And that is super fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then it changes once they start using it too, I'm sure, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I
So
tell
it's
people,
just
hey,
cool
start
for the
small.
modular side is like start basic, and then you start to figure out, I think I could use a cabinet here. I never touch this. Let's chuck that and put something else in its place.
And I don't want people to spend money on something they're not going to use.
Right.
And so I tell them, hey, start small. We can add more complication down the road.
Yeah.
And a lot of our things are pre-planned so that we know, okay, if I want to add this, like I can unbolt things and take down the walls. It's pretty quick. And we can add in a new system or a new feature or something like that. And it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But I think, the next thing for us, I think we're actually stopping doing full van builds. We're getting out of the full builds. We're going all the way into parts.
Yeah.
And so we have our last vans booked right now.
Okay.
We're finishing them up. Actually, the last vans that we'll build for customers are on the lot right now at ABC.
Okay.
And so going in the future, we'll still be building vans, but just for our YouTube channel. So we'll buy, probably 3-4 vans a year and build them up for the channel and then turn them around and sell them.
But you won't build custom for somebody. You'll sell them parts and pieces and kits.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
let
Support both the professional builder and the home builder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have 125 professional builders that use our parts in their vans right now, which is really cool. And, further supporting the industry and just getting out of the full builds for customers allows me to focus in on that piece that much more and develop and innovate and do all the new things for all
And they
those,
probably don't
which is
see you as
great.
a competition. Then you go, hey, man, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm just going to support you.
That's my hope, yes.
And then they buy more from you going, cool, right?
I mean, 100%. That is definitely one of the things I'm hoping for is that the other guys building vans don't see me as a competitor taking their business away. It's, Matt is going to help me get these vans done faster and better and lighter.
Yeah.
And I think it's working. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
Nice. Dude, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
It's
really
been
cool.
a pleasure, guys.
I hope other people out there, like,
This
for me,
is so
I
much
find it
fun.
super
Yeah.
interesting. I've said this before, but like, I love the dudes we have on, but a lot of times, like, it's the same, it's like I'm talking to myself sometimes, which is sick, but it's fun to have a different perspective and people doing something that we have no idea about, right? And it's
Just kind of
always neat to hear
fantasize and
from
look
you.
at it, see them drop bombing down the highway.
We all want one, dude. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to have
The ultra
The
world,
van.
dude. You see them park there, and you're just miserable, whatever, and you're just like, I could go for a van.
There's a reason they're popular, and it's because it's comfortable.
100%.
It's comfort, it's convenience, right? And it's gonna the easier it is to do, you're gonna go out and do things more often, right?
Yeah, you can go
And
harder
life is
outdoors.
short, man. And it's like the more whatever you can do to get yourself out there. And people, I always say, like, you're gonna spend money on stuff. Now, $100,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, like prioritize it, right?
I mean,
you
it
buy
can
a
be your
little
daily.
smaller house, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess you could. You can drive it.
You can daily. I dailied a van for a long time. I mean, I didn't buy a car. I bought a car this year. It was the first time I've been dailying a van for the last 8 years, 9 years.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like you can incorporate your hobbies. You're already going places. You're already doing most
Yeah.
of these things. And then how do we bring our families into it, right? Because it's important to have
Yeah.
these times with our kids. Where
How many
we
can it
spend-
sleep, man? Are you sleeping 4 in the van?
My van seats 4 and sleeps 4 in a 20-foot vehicle. So it's under 20 feet, bumper to bumper.
That's pretty cool.
And we sleep very comfortably too, which is nice.
Yeah.
It's been a struggle to get all 4 of us in there really well.
Yeah.
But I have individual captain's chairs for the kids.
Yeah.
I have a fridge. I have a stove. I have hot running water. I got a hot shower off the back of the van. My van doesn't have a hot shower inside because I got all 4 kids. We got a potty though.
Yeah.
And then I have almost a queen size bed that my wife and I can sleep in the back.
Yeah.
We sleep east west and we're both under 6 feet, so that works for us.
Yeah.
And then I have a rooftop tent from a company called Super Pacific that makes an
I was
American
actually
made.
out there the day you were cutting the,
Oh yeah,
which fucking it stresses me out, dude. Seeing you guys like take a sawzall to it.
going at
you know
it.
what I mean? A
Brand
pan,
new
you know
van.
what I mean?
I don't know what you're
That's
talking
just
about.
so
You gotta
foreign.
show
Like
it.
he went to
Yeah.
the roof and just like cutting it out, and I'm like, you're cutting it. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
you don't think about that with a vehicle, right? You
Yeah.
you don't touch these things, but like
Yeah.
they're just cutting the lid out, man.
yeah. It's not
Oh.
often you cut a 4 square foot hole in a
I
vehicle.
know.
Okay, so
Right.
there's a hole in the van that goes into the tent then.
Yeah,
They
my
cut
tent
holes
you
in
can
the
access
sides
it.
and stuff. I mean, dude, it's like free reign in there, man. They're chopping everything up.
Yeah, our rooftop tent is connected inside, so I can put my kids up there.
He
And,
pops
like,
it and they go.
They can look down and they can talk to me and they can
Yeah.
Dad, turn on the lights.
But they
there,
have
dude.
their own little.
But they're up there and they're up, which is great. And I don't have some kid kicking me at night, which is awesome
So
too.
awesome.
And my other van, my previous van, we were in like naval bunks. We had 23 inches of vertical space to sleep in, each of us.
Yeah.
So it's tight. There's enough
Yeah.
room to like roll over on your
Yeah.
shoulders, but Brian would be tight in there.
Right. I mean, the one I have on my truck, dude, I sleep like a baby in that thing.
Yeah.
I haven't modified the mattress or anything. Like, I could throw a little more kind of memory foam on top of it. But I mean, I love it, man. I mean, I can pop it up. I keep my sleeping bag and my pillows in it.
Yeah.
They all, it's a
ready to
little
go.
tight. I got to really freaking squish it. But I mean, I look at that and I go, yeah, dude, if that was permanent on top of my topper, kind of like the Go Fast or the Dirt Box, and there's multiple other brands out there now of those. But I mean, I think that's a great option for a guy with a truck that wants to kind of dip a toe is, kind of go to that like Dirt Box,
Oh, yeah.
Go Fast camper
We get a lot of
to
people
start with.
that came from Overland or came from like a Tacoma with a topper or something
Yeah.
like that. And now they're going into van life because they were a guy and their girlfriend and
Yeah.
now they're married and they have a family.
They made a
and
baby in that tent. Now they got to expand.
Now they've got a second one on the way. And they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, my days are numbered in this Tacoma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, it is what I mean. When I go with my buddy Tony, like being able to pull up next to a river, like this is a flat enough spot. It looks good.
Yeah.
Pop the top, because you're going fishing. You get there at 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Crash out, wake up in the morning, and you're ready to go. Right? Cup of
you're
coffee
right there
and
at
a
the
little
river.
breakfast, and it's a blast, man. And I never outwardly made fun of it, but I was like, really, is this necessary? And then I say to them like, this is sweet.
This is
To be able
is
to pop
nice.
the lids out, the sides, and just
I know.
air blowing through and the sound of the river.
I saw them last week, Friday night at Josh and John's getting ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
And they had the top out. The kids were in the back of it, just on Fish Street there.
Dude, totally.
Oh, yeah.
Ice
Totally.
cream.
They love it. I mean, it's a fort on wheels. Of course they love it. Yeah.
It's awesome. Dude, we had a funny one when I was fishing last week, or now it's 2 weeks ago, but we were up at the Green River. And we'd stayed at this campground, and the gals there, they close at 9. We got off the river late. We went to the restaurant, and we said, hey, we had spot 4B. It's empty. We'll pay in the morning. You cool if we stay there?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sure, stay. It's fine. So we get pulled in. Nate's getting set up. I get my tent popped up, and I'm all settled in. And then we see this like family with like this little, like a little, like little teardrop camper kind of pulling the campground. And we're pretty aware the campground's for the most part full now. It's a Friday night.
Yeah.
And they do a lap and they pull by us and then they kind of leave and they pull by us again. And I look at Nate and I'm like, dude, we're in their spot. Like these guys, they must have gone online.
Oh, shoot.
And reserved it like after hours. And you know what I mean? Then drove over.
Yeah.
So I had to go like wave them down. I was like, hey,
did we
what
take your
spot
space?
are you in? They're like, 4B, we just can't find it anywhere. I'm like, yeah, it's us. You
That's
know what I
me.
mean?
Yeah.
So we had one of those bummer evenings of like 11:30 at night, like closing everything up.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? Back out like the drive of shame, you know? And they're just, now we're just bolting down the road looking, the Grover thing would have been really nice.
There you go. That's a
It's kinda
perfect
going
solution
like,
for
okay,
that.
now where are we going to camp? Because when it's fine during the day when you can see signage easy, and you kind of see the landscape and you like, okay, this makes sense. This looks like but when it's 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
it's tough to know like,
Yeah, where's the next
you can't
spot?
really see what's out there. So I'd have been sick. But anyway, dude, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Appreciate you. I love your perspective. It's really cool to hear. I've wanted you since we started it. I thought it'd be a cool talk. So for those of you guys listening, thank you for listening. Ruckless Podcast, having fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
Tyrel.
Which is funny because we talked more gear on this podcast.
I know, and that's just I was gonna
So
go
fun.
like, yeah, y'all listening, be like, you already talked about a bunch of gear, but I don't want it ever to sound like a Ruckless commercial. Although that's why we're here, that's who we work for. But let's just give me like 5 minutes on the gear side. But before we do that, tell us kind of what type of adventure you do, and then kind of what you consider yourself, beginner, intermediate, or pro.
Yeah, sure.
In that, so people that are listening to this section can kind of know this is where Matt's at, this is what he does, and this is level experience in that.
Yeah, I do. I mountain bike a lot and I fly fish a lot.
Okay.
Those are my big outdoor hobbies, I would say. And I'm advanced intermediate on both. I'm definitely not pro on either.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
I've not shied away from many mountain bike trails. So I think I can tackle just about anything that's out there. My fitness level is not what it once was, but you know, that happens
you got
with
two
kids.
and we're
exactly. I'm in the throes of it.
Yeah.
But my fly fishing game has definitely stepped up, which is good. I
Yeah.
lived with my buddy Steven, who's a fly fishing instructor and guide. And so he upped my game a lot. And we did a lot of
Shout
fly
out,
fishing
Steven.
together and a lot of van camping and stuff like that. And so my friends joke that I catch fish everywhere we go. You know, he's like, we'll be anywhere and there's a lot of people fishing. I never see anybody catch anything. But he's like, I don't think I ever see you get skunked.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
you know, so I can
call
get it
that.
done. Yeah.
We'll call it an intermediate advanced fly fishing and
Yeah.
and
I
ready
shoot-
and willing mountain biker.
I shoot a little bit. I'm like
Yeah.
getting into actually want to start hunting. I'm not a hunter,
Yeah.
but I got a 308 and I got a scope and I've been like doing a little bit of range hunting, you know, a little bit of like just shooting and learning my rifle, which has been fun.
What's
It's
your
like, I
motivation for the hunting side? What is there an itch to scratch, or is it the food part of it for the family? And
I mean, it'd be cool to get some food for the family, sure, and like get something that's more natural, which is great.
Right.
I think it's just the allure of a new skill set, you know, like banking skills and adding to my like knowledge base is like really fun. And it's something I've never done. My family doesn't hunt. I fish a lot, and so that's great. But you know, it's kind of tangent to that.
well, you're already out there, right? And so it's like it's another good excuse to be out. in the wild.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fitness level, you're already out there, like understanding the mountains, terrain. I don't know, whatever
It's the
it is.
challenge, you know?
Yeah.
It's such a like primal challenge to me, like
is.
looking at it from the outside.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this like is something I should know.
Right.
You know? Yeah. So
We'll have to get you out because it's you know, it's one thing you can get really good at shooting. You can understand whatever weapon system you're using, and that's great.
Very
and you
important.
understand how to hike.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe even how to find animals, right? You're running into them all the time when you're mountain biking or hiking anyway. And then you have that moment when you do actually shoot something and you go, okay, now what do I do?
what? Yeah.
And so that's where like it's fun. I know for Tyrel and I, like take somebody else along and say, now it's the saying I get tired of hearing and saying, but it's like now the real work begins.
yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, once something is down on the ground, you've got to harvest that meat and be a good steward of what you've just
100%.
built, right? Because something's dead now, and
Yeah.
you can't screw it up. So, gear talk though.
Yeah.
All right. Three pieces of gear that are in your world.
Okay.
And I love this because it's outside of our world, right? A little bit. That you would recommend to somebody that you go, hey, like these are kind of my must-haves.
Okay.
Right. And if you want to take it from the fly fishing side or the mountain biking side or just what's in the van, whatever serves you and your community best, like what are a couple things that
So like mountain biking side, I have like a pretty substantial toolkit for doing mountain bike repair, and like I can bleed brakes. I can set up a whole new like drivetrain, anything like that. I usually carry extra cables. I'll carry extra links for the chain. And I have and then usually I have a whole new set of tires and tubes in there too. I run tubeless, but in case I blow things up, I'll have
you gotta have a tube. Yeah.
I'll have a tube that I carry out with me on the bike, but then I'll have a restock supply in the van. Okay. So I'll have like a dedicated like big kit, like the same kit that I use in my garage. Yeah. Right. It's just I keep it packed specifically so that I can grab it and put it in the van and it can live in there with me. I used to have a bike stand.
Backpack, like when you're mountain biking itself, or is it like in one of the little nut sacks?
So I have so it's kind of segmented into little stages. So I have a kit that I can carry on the bike with me.
Yeah.
And that one's like dialed. It's like everything you need and nothing you don't.
Right.
So it's like those little emergency repairs that'll get you back home that extra 5 miles, 10 miles back. And I keep that in a little tiny pack out kit that I can swap between bikes.
Got it.
So like my cross bike or my gravel bike, I can put that in the frame bag.
Yeah.
But then I can take it out and put it in like a hip pack for my mountain bike.
Yep.
But it's the same kit. And that way I know everything's in there and it's always going to be the same kit.
I like that.
Because everything kind of uses the same stuff, right? Aside from a tube. And I keep the tube just like, not zip tied, but like Velcroed to the bike frame because that's specific to the bike.
Yeah.
But everything else is all the same. So I carry, stands, no tube, sealant. I carry an extra bottle of sealant with me. I carry some CO2. I just carry big CO2s. So if I'm on the mountain bike, it'll work. But even if I'm on a cross bike, like it'll still work for that. Really nice. I think I have a Crank Brothers tool that just has a little bit of everything on there.
Yep.
I have like a little bacon strips kit for putting plugs in the tires if I get a flat, like a big flat out mountain biking. If I can keep it on tubeless, I'll keep it on tubeless. From my experience, if I go to a tube, I'm always going to blow it up because I ride hard.
You'll pinch it out.
And
then you get lazy and you don't switch it back out again.
Yeah, and then my next ride is trash.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So all that kind of stuff I keep in the van and keep it ready to go.
I've done it too many times.
Yeah, you guys got all the
And then
experience.
you
I don't know
use
anything
your
about
extra
this,
tube, and so now you're on
painted
your
a
bike and
perfect
you pop
picture
that
for me.
tube and you're like, oh, dude,
Dang it.
yesterday Brian totally freaking screwed me. You know what I mean? I hate that guy so much sometimes.
Yeah, and then I carry. There's like a little bit of nutrition in there too. That's like bike specific nutrition. And my old van, I had a bike stand on it.
Oh, nice.
So I had like a proper working stand on the back door, so I could open it up and I could do like a full bike tune up on my van. My new van, I don't have that anymore, but I'm gonna get back into it now. I just connected with a company that makes a bike rack for the van that carries it vertically and like holds the back tire. So I'm super stoked on that. It's a Tokul. Okay. They're out of out of Washington somewhere.
Right.
Really stoked on that. So now I'm excited to get back into carrying bikes on the van. Yeah. My latest van, I haven't carried bikes in there as much because it's like, well, I'm out with the kids more in the van. I'm not doing as much, but I want to get back to mountain biking more and more, and so I'm dedicating that stuff.
Yeah.
And then fly fishing wise, I carry too much stuff for fly fishing. So I have, because it's like you never know where you're going to end up. And when you leave something at home, you're always like, that's the thing you need. So it kills me. So I have, I got an Orvis set of waders. I got some nice Sims boots that live in there. I wet wade a lot because it's nice here in Colorado. And so you can.
What are you wearing? Are you wearing like a flip flop? You wearing an Astral shoe?
I have an Astral shoe that I'll do if I'm just doing some like wet, just like, I got some like regular tech shorts and I can just get in there with them.
Yeah,
and that's
that'd be
fine.
my one kind of like stealing from you, but like that I put a buddy onto, now him and his girlfriend, like those Astral shoes are sweet and they're
so
made
nice.
for walking in the water. They drain.
They grip on the rocks
grip on the
really
rocks
nice.
really well. Cause they come from the kayaking world, right?
Okay,
They're kind of like your water guys, the guys that are in rafts and
they're
kayaks
the
all
dialed
time.
water shoe.
Yeah,
for sure.
they are.
Yes.
Yep, and they're worth it. So that would be my kind of, I'm just adding on to what you're saying, but I'm plugging them for whatever reason, but they're great. It's the shoe I would get.
They're such a cool shoe. And I've been looking at them for a long time. I finally bit the bullet and I got some
like
a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with them. If I'm out for a couple hours on the river, that's what I'll wear. Yeah. If I'm going to spend a proper day on the river, even if I'm wet wading, I'll put on my proper boots.
And just like a wading sock.
Yeah, I have like Sims socks and a Sims boots. Just I think the structure and the ankle support in a boot when you're like you're stepping inside of cobblestones and you don't know what you can't see what you're stepping into.
Right.
You're just kind of like taking these blind steps into deep parts. Like
busting an ankle on the side of a rock. Sucks.
It's just nice to have a little more support on your feet. And it's more of just foot fatigue. Over hours of doing that, like my feet get tired.
Yep.
And like in a sneaker, like an Astral, like, okay, a couple hours is fine. But if I'm in the river for 6 hours,
they're kind of like wearing a toe shoe, kind of like they bend. Depends on the river, right? Like on the Snake, I can wear those Astrals all day long because it's just small rock. There's really not any big cobbled, but
Yeah,
around
yeah.
here, these Rocky Mountain kind of, big nasty rock kind of rivers. The boot is nice to have that structure.
It's nice. And I like to fish a lot of small streams, which get there's like funkier rocks in the small streams.
Yep.
Right. And so then I have, so that's like my footwear, my gear that I'll wear.
Yeah.
Waders, I haven't worn waders in a few years, honestly. Like I do a lot of wet wading. I used to fish year round.
Yeah.
So in the, I for a couple of years, I would try to fish every single month all year long.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you got to have waders because it's cold. But I have like a hip pack. I got a new hip pack from
Fish Pond.
Fish Pond. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a dry bag hip pack.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit bigger. I used to carry a small hip pack. I was trying to go real minimal. But
Yeah.
man, I want a raincoat. I want like something to keep the sun off of me. We get monsoons here in the summer, and so having a little bit of something to be able to put on, or like I'm out in the morning, and now I took my flannel off, but I want somewhere to put it.
Yeah.
And now I can pack it away in my bag. I don't have a bunch of junk hanging on me, and you don't want stuff hanging off of you when you're fly fishing.
I hate that so much. Yeah.
Yeah, because you just get caught on shit.
Yeah, especially I think we all started out like the old school vest.
Yeah,
So you have all this
yeah.
stuff on the front of your body, and then it's catching up, and the zippers and and
Oh, man.
it's just a pain in the ass.
I remember my roommate talking so much shit. He's like, "You're such a Gumby out
when
there."
you got your vest on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a vest and a hat. I had
Yeah.
neoprene like hunting waders.
Yep.
He was like, "What? Like what year is it, man? Like where'd you come from?"
Yeah.
So you got me straightened out. And then in my hip pack I can carry. I'll have streamers box. I'll have dry flies. I'll have wet flies. I'll have a bunch of different tippet and everything like that. And it's very streamlined, so it can be inside.
Yeah.
And then it's submergible, so I can take that. I can go into water up to my chest,
Right.
and I can still keep everything in my bag and keep it on my pack and and get through water and not soak all my gear,
Yeah.
everything like that, which is super nice. I'm very happy with that. And then I carry a big ass net. I carry a boat net, even when I'm out on the river just wet wading, because I want the length. I
Yes.
carry, it's like a 28-inch handle.
Yep.
So it's like something I can use on a boat if I'm out with my buddy.
Right.
But I can also like grab a fish, or if I'm in like the Taylor, and I pull in like a 28-inch fish or something like that, I can actually get it in the net.
Yeah.
I used to carry
It
these
doubles
little
as a
kinda-
walking stick too.
Yeah,
Like that's
sure, yeah.
mine ends up being when you're crossing those little mossy rivers. Like I like having a longer net too.
Yeah.
Just it helps you walk across the river.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. I'm not there yet with like the walking sticks.
Okay. Yeah,
But-
nah, me neither.
I know, but
Yeah.
it's there's tempting. There's times it's tempting. You're
Yeah.
like, man, this is a rowdy little river to get across. But
My dad will definitely use one,
Yeah, we'll all get there
And
someday.
has for the last 10 years, he'll have a little wading stick to help
I had
him
to go
through.
ahead and you have glasses, but I had to recently get the readers.
Oh, okay.
My buddy Nate, when we were on that trip, he bought me some purple ones. They're like for women. He's like, you need these.
Here, you need these, Brian.
They'll probably be mine forever now. That's but that's 3x. You can see through the fly. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
When
you can
put those
actually tie
puppies
those
on,
up.
Oh yeah, the eyelet
Your
looks
whole
like
world
this big,
changed.
and my tip, and I'm like, I don't even have to try. You know what I mean?
There you go.
But I was like holding stuff up to the sun, and I couldn't see it, and I'm like frustrated. And it's hard to admit you're at that age where it's like time for the readers,
But it's so nice.
it's amazing.
Yeah. It's hard to swallow that pill, but once you do it.
Yeah.
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 You're
I'll
there.
never go
going
back.
back.
Now. Never
I'll
go
put
back.
'em on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then I usually carry 4 fly rods in there with me.
In the van. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll have 2 9-foot 5 weights, so that I can hand one to a buddy or somebody that if they want one. My go-to here in Colorado is a 10-foot 3 weight.
Sick.
So I like a little bit of extra reach.
Yep.
Because most people run a 9-foot, they don't run a 10-foot, and that extra foot gets you a little bit better drift and a little bit further out.
Yeah.
I can fish across river on most streams and things like that too, which is nice. And the 10-foot 3 weight gives me a little more action.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me a little bit softer pull on like those finer tippets. So if I'm running a 5X or something like that, I'm not just snapping line.
Yep.
But if I jump on a buddy's boat, I can run a 9.5 and it doesn't matter, or if I throw streamer or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I also carry a 7-foot 3 weight, a little butter stick by
yeah,
Reddington, and that's my like national park. We live close to Rocky Mountain
Yeah,
here,
for
so that's my
sure,
Rocky
dude.
Mountain rod.
Goes a little dry. It makes it feel like a bigger fish, right? You can just-
It's like I can have a great day catch an 8-inch fish.
Yep.
Yeah.
And with my 5-year-old, she'll be behind me like 50 feet, and I'll be in the next little hole up ahead of her, and I'll hook one, and then I'll just hand it to her, and she'll reel them in for me, and like she gets to hold them and set them free, and
Beautiful.
then we just rinse and repeat all afternoon, and then she can throw pebbles in the spot behind me,
Not bug you.
Yeah, and then and she's like, "Oh, I want to throw this rock." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, be right back there. That's perfect. Yeah,
There,
that'll be
already
perfect."
ruined those fish anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And so in those little streams, it's like you get one chance, and then
Yeah.
you just move on.
Yeah.
And so we'll spend an afternoon
Yeah.
just walking through the little creek and
Yeah.
playing and wearing my
That's so much
Astrals and walking through the water and having a good time. It's great.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
We're just doing that up in Gould. I'm covered in poison oak actually right now because I just caught a bunch of that. Yeah.
You didn't see it, got in it, and
No, it was.
itches like hell.
It's I think
Yeah.
I'm over the hill, but we'll see. I'm
Yeah.
getting through it. Yeah.
Good. Well, dude, thank you for that. And I honestly look forward to in the mentors. You will definitely be in the mentor section of Ruck List for us. I would love. I know it's work, but I'd love to see your list as a resource for me.
Yeah.
So we'll help you get that set up so we can get kind of AVC. What goes in the van, what goes in the fishing bag, what goes in the bike bag, because those things are huge, man.
Oh yeah, I'd love to share that. I actually have a YouTube video where I went through my toolkit in the van. So I did kind of a breakdown
Perfect.
like this. So
Yes.
I can link you to that video if you want to see it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we went through the toolkit and went through all the different little troubleshooting items that I carry in there. And it's less like mechanical fixing the van stuff. It's more like fixing your build out.
Yeah.
It's like trip savers.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, here's how I can fix the plumbing, fix the electrical, fix
Yes.
this stuff. Yeah. Killer
Yep.
stuff.
Sick. All right, cool. Well, if you guys stuck around, thank you for sticking around. Hopefully that works as a format for this little section, right? Just kind of digging into some real technical stuff.
You were
Yeah.
awesome. So
Yeah, you nailed it.
I
So,
think
way to,
it's so
our
great.
first try, it went well. We'll see how the next one goes. So, all right, man. Thank you. I know you guys got a big weekend coming up, or at least you got places to be and things to do out there to participate. So,
I'm excited to get
thanks
to
for
that
making
show.
time on a Wednesday, dude. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you so
guys.
much, man.
Until next
Be
time.
good, family. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.